TikTok was the only platform where you could be anti-Zionist and get promoted. Okay, the only platform accessible to Americans where you could do that, and that's why they were like, no, no more of that. And they openly stated, all the politicians, they were like, yeah, we're doing this because of all of the anti-Israel shit. We're buying this shit and we're censoring the anti-Israel shit. Okay, that's what they said, and now they're doing it. And now you're sitting there behind your fucking computer in this video where you said you weren't gonna get political. Oh, I'm not gonna get political with it, guys. And you're like, shut the fuck up about the anti-Israel censorship. Just shut the fuck up about it. Well, no, man, we're not gonna shut up about it. Actually, in fact, I'm gonna keep talking about it because it fucking blows. It sucks. Moving on to this now.
So this video is not going to be about politics.
Oh, really?
I know a lot of you guys subscribe because I make videos talking about politics pretty much all the time. So if that's why you're here, just feel free to click off. It's all good. No harm, no foul. And also, I don't know how well...
Okay, I do, you know, I'm a political commentator, so if this really isn't political, then I may have to click off the video, but we'll see.
Structured this video is going to be, because I actually tried writing a script for this. And I don't know how you guys are when it comes to writing, but with me, I get into like this flow state, and I'll write for like 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'll kind of snap out of it and actually look at what I'm writing, and oh my gosh. I don't usually black pill, and I'm not like a doomer, but dude, the script I was writing for this video was like super dark, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be giving somebody like advice, not making them want to kill themselves. So it's like, all right, let me ditch the script. Maybe I'll use like a few pointers from it. But yeah, so with that being said, I don't know how well structured it's going to be. I'm pretty much going to be just kind of winging it like I usually do, but I don't know. So there you go. If that's not interesting to you, you can go. It's fine. I don't hate you. You don't have to watch this. It's all good. But at the end of last year, a subscriber left a comment saying, I'm 18, trying to figure out what I need to do in life. Could you make a video targeting my demographic, which he's talking about like college age, Gen Z, with some thoughts or encouragements? I responded and said yes. Now, that was 4 weeks ago, and I kind of made it sound like I was going to make my next video talking about that issue. So this dude's been waiting, and I just want to say, don't worry, Swift. I did not forget you, dude. I did not forget you, my man. It's just sometimes it takes me a while before I feel like I have something to say, or at least the right thing to say. And honestly, even now, as I'm making this video, I still don't think I'll have a good response for what you're asking. Like, where would I even start? I'm sure the only practical advice I could give you would be all the same shit you've heard a billion times before from guys way more successful than me, from people who, you know, didn't waste a big portion of their life doing dumb shit. And I mean, if you think about like all the advice any older man can give a younger man, it kind of always basically boils down to don't waste your time. Every piece of advice you'll hear about, oh, you know, learn a skill or get a mentor or go to school or do this, it all ends up just translating to don't waste your time. I mean, you're 18 now, you have your whole life ahead of you, and it will be over before you know it. That's probably the realest advice I ever got, and I didn't really follow it, but to be honest, yeah, like time moves fast.
Time is an illusion.
Because after 18, you hit 20. After 20, you hit 25. After 25, you die.
It's just a
Shit moves
dimension
quickly,
of
dude.
space.
Like, the weeks, the months, they start feeling like days at some points. Like, it all bleeds together. And if you're not aware of your time and how much little time you actually have, you will waste it. And it will be spent on things that
Don't be afraid of wasting your time. I agree with him. This is what a lot of, like, advice is. You know, figure out what you want to do and then do it. And look, I think my advice for young people would look a lot different if I lived in another country or even just another time. Okay, but here's my advice to young people. Stop standing still. Okay, act. You're about to die. The train is coming towards you, and you're tied to the tracks. Do something. And it's not the fucking brown people. Don't do something about the brown people. That's not what I'm saying. That's what this dumb fuck will tell you to do if you watch him for long enough. Shit, he'll probably say it in this video at some point. Preserve your ethnic purity. here on the J-Star broadcast, I've recently had some revelations about my rhetoric, about my worldview. You see, for the last year, I've been just doom posting. Okay, as in, I've been saying stuff like, it's Jover, you know, and, like, to be fair, it is. Like, it is so Jover. Like, the damage that our country is doing with this administration is irreparable. And it is severe. But I have a new lease on life. I say, let's try to soften the blow. Okay, now the reason I'm saying this now is because now I'm on copium. Okay, now I'm cope posting. Because it appears to me like there's a reason to cope right now. Okay. The Democratic Socialist Party is starting to get some real motion because of all this shit that's been going on and the disillusionment with the two-party system. You know, people have been wanting an alternative, and now there's like a real organizing movement going on. So if you're hearing me, whether it's the day I upload this or the day after, go out there and protest. Join the Democratic Socialists. Join your local chapter, or if you don't have one, which there is one in most places, but if you don't have one, start one. Okay, and even if you're not in the United States, advocate for socialism wherever you are. I'm telling you, it's happening. It's finally happening. Maybe too late. Maybe. But honestly, I think that if by some miracle we elect a bunch of Democratic Socialists in the next midterms, that could seriously, it could prevent a much further damage. I'll put it that way. We could actually get Trump impeached. We could get him removed. We could turn J.D. Vance into our little lapdog. Okay, it'll be great. We'll have a great time.
Just,
okay?
You know, not good. And time's the most valuable thing you have. How do you really
Assuming
tell
he's
somebody
not
you love
dead.
them? Well, you spend time with them. You invest that
He's
precious
failing
resource with them, and it shows that you care. How do you spend time on learning a skill? Well, you dedicate time disciplining yourself to whatever it is to learn something new, but you never get it back. It's almost like sleep. I remember when I was really young, someone told me that once. They said, yeah, when you lose sleep, you never get it back. Really what they're telling me is like you never get that chance to rest properly ever again, really. It's like it does kind of fuck you up, and it's going to take days, if not weeks, to correct if you're not properly sleeping. So wasting your time is honestly the worst thing you can do because it is the most valuable thing in your life, and you exist in a world that wishes to take it from you. Everything tries to steal your time. It could be wasting your time with school. And a lot of people say, well, hey, go to school, get an education. And what do you see it now? A lot of people who do that, they end up with nothing. And it's like, well, yeah, you have an education, you have a degree, you have whatever, but it's like, do you have anything to show for it? Do you really give a fuck about the fact that you know how to do whatever in regards to that major? Does that really matter, like knowing how to do that if you can't have a job, if you're just in debt? And now your time's basically wasted. Maybe you know a thing or two about a thing or two, maybe you have some new skills, but it's like, what good are they? You know, the whole point of skills is that you're able to use them for something. And we kind of live in an upside down world where even a lot of the guys who do all the right things, they don't get anything for doing so. You can be a guy who makes 6 figures in cybersecurity or an engineer or whatever, and it's like, well, you still can't get a girlfriend and you still can't find a good woman to marry and have kids with because you might live in an area where all the girls are, you know, hoes, and they're encouraged to be hoes. And now it's like, well, you don't really want to marry them. You look at them and you really think to yourself, you might lie and you might pretend, but really to think about it, you're like, fuck, I don't want to have kids with this woman. And look at you, you've done so much. You've did all the things you were told to do, school, education, you got the good job, you're one of the lucky few, and you still can't even start a family, you still can't leave a legacy, essentially. Or you got to roll the dice and marry a woman that lives in a world, in a country where she's incentivized to essentially divorce you and take all your shit. And her friends will tell you...
Maybe women aren't all whores in certain areas. Maybe you should try befriending one of them. Perhaps hear their perspective on their life and on other people's lives. No, that shit's
It's your
that's
fault.
gay.
You
That's
did
woke and
nothing.
gay, bro.
I'm sure it's very anecdotal, of course, but I'm sure we all know at least one guy who got divorced. His wife just no faulted his ass, took all his shit, and then you see this 45 to 50-year-old man who had achieved so much, gained so many resources, and done all the right things,
Tale
and now
as
they're
old as
living in an
time.
apartment with no furniture and they have no money. And you can see where it's like, it sounds like I'm blackmailing. And trust me, dude, I'm not even like reading the script. It was like way worse. There was like so much other stuff. But basically, what I'm trying to tell you, I know you're asking for advice and encouragement for the future, and trust me, I'm gonna get there. But it's kind of hard for me to tell you what to do. It's kind of hard for me to give you advice, because really the best advice you can get from anybody is not to waste your time. But you exist in a world where that's like almost impossible, even if you're doing all the right things. Even if you make all the right decisions, you can still get fucked over. And then also, like, for me, for example, I wasted a lot of my time. I didn't go to school. Did I have an option to go to college? I did, yeah. And I decided not to take it because I didn't want to. You wanna know why? Because I wanted to party and do drugs and chase pussy.
Because
and
I'm
have
a
fun.
dumbass.
And yeah, did I have fun? Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
me
I did
too,
a lot
bro.
of cool shit. I got to do a lot of things most people don't get to do in their life. It's actually kind of cool. Yeah, when you do fun shit, sometimes you get experiences most people never get in their life. Sometimes it is like a movie at certain points. Yeah, that is a real thing. But like, was that worth it? That I have a couple stories I can tell, that I, have met some interesting people, that I dated some interesting chicks. Was that all like worth it? Me wasting basically all of my 20s just like doing drugs and acting like a dumbass? Like, who cares? Who cares that I did whatever? It's like I really did just waste time. It's almost like when you meet somebody that talks about how they like traveling.
I care. That sounds hard. This guy has opened up a little bit about this before, but I sympathize with this. I've seen this sort of thing before. When I went to college, one of the big things was LSD. Believe it or not, I met some people that did that, and they, look, most people that, and I'm not saying that you should do it, okay, but most people that do it, they try it, they're like, oh, okay, well, that's what that does, and then they're like, I'm not gonna do it again, okay, but some people really like it, okay, and I've seen it destroy their lives. It's crazy, but anyway, it happens. So, I've witnessed this before, with, probably not the same shit he was doing, I don't know. I've seen people destroy their lives with alcohol, with gambling, okay, all sorts of shit, all sorts of vices. You don't need to beat yourself up about it, man. It's not, but it is still a big deal, though. It's not like a who cares sort of thing. Like, it sounds like you went through something pretty serious that I'd like to hear you talk about it more. But I don't think you will, because with the way you're framing this and the way you've passively talked about it before, I think that for whatever reason, whatever you did, you are deeply ashamed of it. And take note, guys, because this is where it comes from. This is where the right-wing thinking comes from. It comes from a deep shame. Okay, and they project this onto liberals. They say, you're feeling white guilt. That's why you're woke. That's why you're a woke-tard. Because you feel guilt. Well, no. No, we're woke-tards because we have freed ourselves of the guilt. Okay, I don't feel guilty about chattel slavery because I understand why it happened. I understand what it was all about. And because I understand it, I know what I need to advocate for today. So, don't feel shame about your drug use. It's not, it is a choice that you made. Okay, I'm not trying to take that from you. But a lot of people make that choice, and it's, like, statistically, when society forces people, when like society pushes people in a certain direction and then they end up all drug addicts, okay, I say it's not really their fault, even though they made the personal choice to do the drugs. So to you I say, it's not really your fault, man. Okay, you don't need to beat yourself up. It's okay, and I'm glad you're better now. I wish you weren't a fucking racist, but, you know, I'm
They
glad
tell
you're
you, it's
better.
like, oh, I've been to Italy, and I've been to Paris, France, and I've been all over the world. You see that person, and it's like, well, congratulations. You went from one place to another, and you breathed air. It's like, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a fucking shit that you went anywhere, dude. Nobody cares. But at the same time, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you did the right thing. Nobody cares if you did the wrong thing. Unless the wrong thing was, like, really bad, right? Like,
I think that you should try traveling. I think you should give it a shot. You're making some money off of this YouTube thing. Take a break, man. And go travel the world. Go meet other people. Expand your horizons. I think you will find that maybe this whole, like, racism thing, it's not really it, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
set a hospital on fire or something. But I mean, it's like nobody gives a shit. That's another piece of advice I could give you. Really,
Go
nobody
to
cares.
Austria.
And a lot of people, they live in their own world. They're in their heads a lot.
Go skiing.
So more often, when you're out in public
Okay,
and you kind of feel self-conscious, you might feel like, oh, people are watching me, I can't do this, or whatever. And I don't know what situation you would use that for, but you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. Everybody's experienced that at one point. You get anxious. At this point in time, with the internet and with cell phones, you literally do not have to give a fuck about that. People do not care. They live in their own worlds. They are 100% distracted. And it doesn't mean they're all stupid. I know a lot of people are really stupid, but it doesn't mean everybody is. It doesn't mean that they're like zombies either. It's just people have their own shit going on, you know? So they don't give a fuck what you're doing. They don't care. But that's kind of the point. They don't. The only person that's really going to care about you, to be honest, besides your mom, your dad, maybe some of your brothers, and if you're lucky, maybe a friend or two, the only person who's really going to give a shit and be able to kind of do anything about you is just you. The only person at the end of the day that can save you is you. You have to be the one that makes your own decisions. You have to be the one that saves yourself. It's kind of like when you talk to people about religion and you talk to people about heaven, hell, the afterlife, like all these different things. There is no other man or woman that exists in this world that can save your soul. You are the only one that can save your soul. And I know you do that through Jesus Christ, but the point being is that Jesus can only save you if you let him. You have to be the one that makes that decision. So even when it comes to that, it is still incumbent upon you to say yes. It is still incumbent upon you to take action. And so the one thing you don't want to do is just not do anything. A lot of people, they get paralyzed. They get analysis paralysis to where they want to do something new. Maybe it's making YouTube videos or writing or whatever, and then they start overthinking it, and they think too much, and so they don't do anything at all. What does that lead to? It leads to a wasted life. You waste your time. And I know I just talked about religion, but I was just using that as an example of you are responsible for yourself. You are your own person. Maybe there's some guy out there who's lucky enough to where his dad has a lot of money, and everybody gives a fuck about his money, and so they'll take care of you fine, whatever. Awesome.
Yeah, but what I was saying earlier is you're gonna waste your time. Okay, it is inevitable. You're going to waste lots of time. It's okay. You know, much of life is boredom. Boredom is one of my favorite feelings. It's I see boredom as like an intense curiosity. You know, you want to do something. You want to learn. That's what boredom is for me. And I love feeling boredom. But anyway, that's life. Okay, and it's not just about boredom. Okay, you waste time on lots of things. You sit around. Humans used to just stare off into nothing, right? Into the nature, right? They would just sit and look at things, and that's what most people did. Okay, now we have, you know, phones, we have screens that constantly stream media into our retinas. So we don't really have a lot of those feelings of just sitting still and staring off. And that's one thing that our species has lost that I think we'll need to find again. But anyway. It's not something to be afraid of, you know. Time will be wasted. Spend the time that you don't waste doing something that matters. That's my advice. Don't be afraid of wasting time. Spend the time that you don't waste doing something that matters.
But for most of us, we're not there. We don't get that. We have to take care of our own. We have to take care of ourselves, and nobody's going to save you because nobody gives a shit. And everybody's kind of worried about what they have going on. And it does get to a point to where a lot of people kind of get in this phase where they just waste time and they don't realize that they're wasting their life. And it's the easiest thing you can do is waste your life. And I know you're probably thinking, what advice is this, dude? What the fuck is Tom even talking about? I'm trying to give you advice, man. I'm Gen Z like you are. So I'm just older. And when I think about you being 18, I think about me being 18. And I think about how I grew up, and I think about the decisions I made, and I'm just like, it's kind of hard for me not to say these things, because for me, this was something I did. I wasted a lot of my time. I did. Would I probably do things differently? Yeah, definitely. I would not have done as many drugs. I would not have chased as many women, for sure. But a lot of the other things I probably still would have done because I liked it. And I thought it was...
What are the downsides? Well, I'll tell you. Okay. You shouldn't do drugs. Okay. I'm intentionally being contrarian here. Okay. Obviously, don't do drugs. They can ruin your life. They can ruin your body. Okay, but look, you need to like have something occupying your mind. People need that. Okay, so don't be afraid of wasting time or whatever. Like do what's best for you. Entertain yourself. Why doom scroll for an hour? Why the hell not? Okay, actually, don't do that. Not right now, anyway. Now is a time of action. Everybody needs to be acting. We need to be doing something. Okay, and that is advocating for socialism. That's my new thing. Okay, that's right. That's right. Here on the J-Star broadcast, we're advocating for socialism now. Okay, I'm done advocating for radical wealth redistribution. I still want that. Okay, but that's not my main advocacy anymore. I'm taking this shit more seriously. What do we got? Donut. Breaking. X.com. Your hair is nice. Thank you, Donut. I appreciate that. What is this? Federal judges will not face death penalty. Oh, good. That's wonderful. Hey, my man, Luigi, yeah. Oh, yeah, we love Luigi, dude. We love him. Oh, he's my hero. Thank you for sharing this with me, Donut. I appreciate it. Why tell people not to do drugs when you did it? Surely someone told you not to. So why rebel? No problem. Yeah, like I said, he's talking about this because he wants to seem relatable. Maybe he wants to seem a little cool, right? He wants to seem counterculture. And I'm not saying that he's lying, okay? And actually, I don't think he's lying, because I can tell the way he's talking about it. I think he feels real shame of it, and I don't know what he did. Like I said, I don't know what drugs he did. I don't know who he hurt. Okay, as most drug addicts, they hurt people in their personal lives. I don't know, but like something he did, he feels a deep shame about it. It could just simply be doing the drugs and, living that destructive lifestyle, and that's it. Or it could be something more sinister. I don't know. But anyway, I'm just saying, this person feels an immense amount of shame about his past life, and I understand how that feels, sorta. Like, I've talked about my past before, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it at all. I was a fucking Trump supporter when I was a kid. Okay, I was a little Hitler youth. Okay. Mein Führer. Yeah, I was like that. Okay, I was running around like that, and I'm not proud of that. But I don't feel shame over it. What's the point in that? I don't feel ashamed about anything. The truth is I was angry. Just like every MAGA supporter nowadays. Okay, I wisened up. Okay, they haven't done that yet. Probably never will. Okay, they're in a fucking cult. But like, I was angry. I was dissatisfied. I knew that somebody was pulling the strings. And while I didn't believe it was the Jews, I believed that some shadowy figure was importing the brown people and like ruining our lives with it, destroying our economy. Something. Like, that's what I believed. Okay, I was a stupid kid. And I'm not saying I was a kid to like, take away the responsibility of it. Okay, those are truly heinous thoughts for anyone to have at any age. But that's where it comes from, you know. And anyway, I relate to the shame aspect, I guess. Because there was a time where I was like, damn, like I was a bigoted person. I feel bad about that. You know, I got over it, fairly quickly. Because I realized early on in my like leftist era or whatever, that like none of this shit matters. None of the past fucking matters. Like we need to be unified. We need to advocate for something. And where before I was rallying around particular politicians, I have a new mode of advocacy, which is for party. Okay, the Democratic Socialist. We must elect them. We need to make sure that whoever we let into the club, okay, the politicians, whichever politicians we let in this club, they need to be vetted. Okay, no, I don't care how woke they are. No guys with Nazi tattoos. We're not doing that. Okay, I'm sorry. We're not like that. That guy, just completely unacceptable. I'm not even gonna get into it. Okay, I don't want to like do leftist infighting. Okay, I'm just saying, like we have to be careful because there are going to be posers. There are going to be infiltrators. Okay. Then the literal Nazis of old called themselves socialists for this exact reason, to obfuscate the reality that they were an exterminationist, right-wing cult at the time, okay, before they gained power. They're basically an exterminationist death cult. So that's what the Nazis were. They pretended to be socialist, and they pretended like they were going to do economic populism, which was highly successful for them because Germany was going through hyperinflation at the time. Okay, sounding familiar? Yeah. Look, we cannot allow infiltrators into our Democratic Socialist Club. Okay, we have to be careful. All right, but that doesn't mean that we need to like gatekeep super. Actually, we can't gatekeep super hard. We have to toe a very fine line here. But this movement is growing, this party is growing, the Democratic Socialist of America will win, and we have to win. Failure isn't an option anymore. It's already too late. The damage is already irreparable. But the question is, how soft can we make this blow to our country? How much can we soften the blow? All right, anyway, back to this.
Worth the experience, 100%. But that doesn't mean anything to anybody but myself, and nobody cares. And at the end of the day, out of all those years and all that time, most of it was wasted on shit that I'm never going to get back. Just like I said with sleep, when you waste time, you never get it back. It is gone. That's why it's important for you to take care of yourself, not just mentally, but spiritually. You need to take care of yourself spiritually. You need to take care of yourself physically. You need to be going to the gym, or at least exercising. You don't even need a gym, bro. You can do shit in your house. It's like there are people that have workout routines where they literally just do it in their living room and they get ripped. It just takes a lot of fucking discipline in a lot of different areas of their life, but it is possible. You don't need to fucking go to the gym if you don't want to.
That's true.
But you need to get healthy, dude. You need to get capable and active. You need to get your endurance up. If not for like fighting or whatever, just for the sake of longevity. You want to be here as long as you can. And a lot of the decisions you're going to make, especially in your 20s and 30s, for the most part, are going to dictate how long you get, how much time you get. The more time you get, man, especially the more time you get where you're not fucking crazy and old, because there are people that they live for a long time, but they kind of reach a certain point to where they don't do anything and they're not capable of doing anything because they have problems or they're sick or they're just crazy. And sometimes you can't do anything about that. You just have certain issues, and that is true. But still, there are a lot of ways you can prevent most of those things. And so it's good to start now. It's good to start taking care of your body now. Even at 18, I guarantee you, man, once you turn 28, you will literally thank yourself if you started now. You're using your time wisely. Instead of wasting it on dumb shit, you're actually making sure that you are healthy. You're focusing on these things. You should be reading. I don't mean just for school. You should be reading. And you don't have to read just like nonfiction books or books on like research or history or whatever. You can read fiction. Another thing that I would say is you should probably start investing in gold and in silver.
Whoa, bro. Are you like a feminist or some shit? What the fuck are you saying? I don't want to read sissy fucking fiction. I want to read fucking tanks and shit. I want to read about war. unironically, okay, this is actually kind of a hot take for especially a right-wing man. Okay, but, I mean, well, this is a groyper. Okay, they're all fucking sissies. Most men, in general, read fucking war, not non-fiction war, okay, politics, okay. Basically, men, they hate, when it comes to reading, they hate anything that's fun. Okay, anything that's fun, fuck it. You know, me personally, I don't read anymore. I hate reading. I like pictures. I like looking at pictures. I don't really like reading. Alright, but when I was a kid, I read a lot, and I always preferred nonfiction. Okay, but I like realistic nonfiction. You know, I like that. That's why Harry Potter was very appealing to me at first, but then I actually started reading it, and I was like, wow, this is for fucking simpletons. But anyway, I loved, when I was in 10th grade, we read this book called Looking for Alaska, right, by that YouTuber, Hank Green. Great book. I loved that book when I was a kid. I haven't read it in many years, and I only read it once, but, like, that's the kind of story I like. You know, it's about some kids that just, like, fucking dick around, and, you know, well, I don't want to spoil it, okay, but, like, some shit goes down. Okay, they're away at boarding school. It's a coming-of-age story. It's great. It's a great book, okay. It probably holds up. Shit is gayer than what I say. Yeah, I don't know about all that, okay, but reading fiction is pretty gay. That's my point.
Maybe
okay,
in Bitcoin
that's
too,
all I got.
Definitely in silver and gold. And Jimmy talks, he makes great videos talking about that stuff, going into all that. I talked to him a little bit about it on our video together, but I don't know all the things.
Yeah, you talk about that. But I noticed you don't mention Right-Wing Coalition. Yeah, that's because that video was fucking lame, dude. That was some slop. Okay, now your Jimmy Talks video, that was good. You got two bros just chilling. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we love that. Was talking about the douchebag. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. He was saying, like, read fiction. Read fiction. Like, bitch, what you didn't even recommend anything. What fucking Tom Clancy? What fucking fiction do you want us to read? Like, that's the straightest fiction you can read, is fucking Tom Clancy's shitty fucking stories. Okay, sorry, Tom Clancy. Sorry, bro. I think he's kind of woke a little bit. I could be wrong about that. Actually, ain't he a Zionist? Yeah, he definitely is. Ain't no way. Actually, let's find out. I don't really know anything about Tom Clancy. Tom Clancy Zionism. Okay. Yeah, I knew he wrote about Israel a lot in his stories. That's interesting. Broader narrative framework treats Zionism as a legitimate national movement, particularly in the context of Jewish self-defense and statehood, as seen in reference to founding Israel. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. He's not. What the fuck was I thinking? Tom Clancy isn't fucking woke. All right, let's go.
It is something you should be getting into.
Hey, I like
it's already
Rainbow.
super valuable, and it's going to be valuable forever. So that's something you should be involved with. So all the things I'm telling you right now are stuff I didn't do. So that's why this is kind of hard for me, because it's like, well, what else do I tell you besides that? Don't waste your time with women. Don't waste your time with people who do not give a fucking shit about you. And this is something, guys, people in general, but more often than not, men.
Yeah,
because a lot of times men are kind of like weirdly autistic when it comes to like social situations. It's just how we are.
Have fun.
Now, women, I'm not saying they're like all that. What I'm getting at is when it comes to social things, cues, stuff like that, women get a lot more because they're just more social in general. So that's why you see those jokes where it's like a girl's flirting with a guy and it just goes over his head. He just doesn't get it until like 10 years later when he's like trying to sleep at 3 a.m. in the morning and he's like, holy fuck, she was flirting with me? What? That's like, we've all been there. That's a thing. So that's, as far as like advice, that's all I could really give you, man, is like just don't waste your time. But also you got to think for yourself in the fact that don't expect if you follow all these plans everybody else has for you that it's going to work out for you, because that's what a lot of people did and it's not working.
The only time I don't pick up when someone's flirting with me is when it's another man. That's the only time where I've had moments like that. Like, oh, like, he was fucking flirting with me. Yeah, bro. Like, how do you not notice it with women? How? I feel, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Not that it ever happens to me. I'm a Rizless chud. I am a chud.
That's not a plan you can rely on. You have to look out for yourself. You have to be creative. You have to be an opportunist. You really do. You have to make your own opportunities in life. You cannot wait for other people to give you handouts. You cannot wait for other people to give you the right piece of advice. You have to take action. You have to just start sometimes. Sometimes you don't even need to do research. You just need to do it. You just need to retard max a little. This is why you guys should be watching Elijah Long. Now, I know some of you already that if you go and you watch his videos, you're not going to like some of the stuff he says. But I'm telling you, Elijah Long, I've been watching him for years. You guys have no fucking idea how right this guy is. Now, when it comes to politics, does he talk about politics? No. Does he talk about these things? No. But he talks about life. And he talks about retard maxing. What does that mean? It means don't fucking overthink shit. I've met so many people in life, myself included. Like, I've done this a few times personally, and I completely regret it. But I've met people to where that's their whole thing. They think so highly of themselves, and they think they're so smart.
So why does that guy call you a twink? So there's two theories when it comes to that kind of behavior. Either he's gay and he's ashamed, or he's insecure about his own like body, muscular muscles. Okay, and he's projecting in that way. Okay, he's saying like you're weak, you're frail. You know, I say I am, somewhat weak, relatively. I to be fair, I think I've got resolve. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, I think that, have you ever heard those stories of like women, small women, like lifting fucking cars and shit to like save their child? Okay, like I've got that kind of strength. Okay, I'm telling you. Like am I technically weak? Am I like physiologically weak? Sure. I don't go to the gym anymore. Okay, now I used to be fucking jacked. I stand by that. All right, I'm not backtracking. Okay, used to. But anyway, none of that shit fucking matters. None of that shit matters at all. Because when the fuck am I gonna need to use my strength? Ever. When am I gonna need that? To lift a box? Yeah, here's the thing. We have these things called, like, what are they called? Trolleys, right? Fucking, you use it to pick up with the leverage. Use it to pick up boxes. We have technology. You don't really need to be very strong anymore. The only reason you have to be strong is if, you need to, like, if you're in a fight, like a street fight, in which case, there's probably going to be knives or guns. Okay, so, being strong isn't that useful. Or if you're like a boxer, right? If you're like in MMA or like one of those contact sports, or if you're an athlete, of course. My bad. I forgot about all the other sports too. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if you're an average person. If you're the average man, you don't really need to be strong for real. Okay, you don't need to be, like, physically strong. You need to be mentally strong. Okay, in this world, yeah, you need to be mentally strong. But, like, physically, not so necessary. That being said, it's still good, it's still healthy, go to work out, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying you shouldn't do it to be strong. Okay, do it to be healthy, and do it to be sexy. Okay, that's what you should do it for. Those are the reasons to work out. I'll tell you, the reason I worked out, it wasn't to be healthy. It's because I wanted to be hot. Okay, and then I got it, and I was like, this takes too much time to maintain, and then I stopped. Okay, and it happens. Like, sometimes you try new things and you find out it's not really for you. So do you still consider yourself hot? Hell yeah. What kind of... Look at me. Do I consider myself hot? Yeah, man, I'm extremely handsome. My mom says so. She tells me I'm a handsome boy. Okay, I'm a handsome man.
It's like, me personally, I know I'm a dumbass. I know I'm an idiot. I know nothing. I'm not a smart person. I am
no, but in all seriousness, okay? Yes, I don't know everything. I do think I'm still
But you meet
attractive.
People in life who think they do. You meet people in life who didn't fucking grow up past that 14-year-old phase where you thought you knew more than your fucking dad, and you were just an insufferable prick. You're right? They never grew up past that. They kept that forever. And they overthink literally everything. I've met people like this And oh my gosh, you want to talk about wasting?
What's funny about this is he, like, this person makes... I was like that as a 14-year-old, specifically, like, with my dad. Like, I thought I had it figured out, bro, with the racism. Okay, but, like, this guy unironically has, like... So he's a little bit more extreme, but, like, he has a lot of the same talking points that I made when I was that age. Specifically when I was 14 and 15. So, I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Wasting time, overthinking literally
It's not
kills
really
you.
that
And I've made a video
funny,
talking about
actually.
this before. This is one of my first
Kinda
videos I made on
sad.
the channel. It's like, or at least one of my older ones. And it was about overthinking. And overthinking literally kills you because it paralyzes you from doing anything, and you just waste your life. You waste your life thinking about shit nobody cares about. I've met guys that they'll meet a girl that they fall in love with, and they, it doesn't work out, and then they become paralyzed, and then they start saying some fucking whack shit in their head, like, oh, well, it was just the wrong time, and we were just two lovers, and it's just, the world it just didn't work out. It's a tragedy that our souls could not come. And it's like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, shut up. It's like she chose somebody else. Get over it. She's not dating you. Get over it. She went somewhere else. Get over it. She didn't like you. Who cares? She doesn't care. You think she's thinking about you at this point? No. And dude, you meet her, and it could be like a year, 2 years later. Same shit. I'm sure we all know somebody who's like this.
That
was
fucking annoying. That was the widest N-word with the soft
Why are you fucking wasting so much of your own time, all the energy in your brain, dude? You only have so much of it, and you're wasting it on this? On some bitch? What the fuck, dude? What's going on? And I've been there, right? We've all had heartache. We've all had stuff.
I've replayed white people saying the N-word before.
But chances are you're probably gonna experience fucked up shit. But you can't dwell on it, man. You really have to do your best to move on. And you can't be overthinking. You gotta retard max. Not just with doing things in life, but letting go of things as well. You can't be thinking you're smarter than everybody else, even if you are. Don't think that. Because that doesn't mean anything, really. Like, who cares how smart you are if you fucking don't do anything with your life? I've met people who are way more intelligent than me, and they fucking don't do anything. So who cares? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit either way. But especially if you do nothing, nobody cares. Life is cruel. And this is something I have to say to you because you are 18 and you're probably going to experience a lot of fucked up shit.
See,
you need to
this
understand
person, he has an extremely negative out. Like, that's what I was trying to say this. Like, this person, Tom Foe, unlike all the other groypers, they're all pretty, like, negative in their worldview. This guy is extremely pessimistic. Like, his outlook on life, I think he doesn't really reveal what's really going on in his mind a lot of times. I think he legitimately is trying to, like, be more positive, which sounds insane because, like I said, he's very clearly an extremely pessimistic person. But I think he like, in all of his videos, I think he tries to make his talking points, his views, and just his statements in general, he tries to make them more positive, more hopeful, more cope. This guy has been copium posting a lot longer than I have, okay? But don't worry, we're here on the J-Star broadcast. We are in our cope era now, okay? We have moved on from Doom, and we're on to the cope, okay? I just wanted to make it clear again. I found a photo of you, but don't show it on stream because you did something bigoted, huh? What? Photo of me? I did something. What did I do? Wow, bruh. Damn, I forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah, no, what the fuck is this, bro? What? Who is it? Look, y'all want to see what he sent me? I don't know if I can show this. He sent me these white nationalists doing the Roman salute, bro. Who are these people? Is this from the 90s? A journey into white supremacy, yeah, those are some good old boys. I mean, you showed me a Nazi video. Oh yeah, I showed him. They just posted this. The whitest kids you know. This shit is so funny, dog. What the hell? Wait, hold up. I don't know if I can play this on Twitch, but actually, fuck it. Fuck it. This is actually Kanye West. This is actually him. L-E-R. Yeah, yeah, there he is. There's Kanye.
The
the name is A, and I'm back in command, cause I'm the illest Führer representing Deutschland. Reich 2, Reich 3,
Deutschland.
the mastermind behind World War 3. No 2, my bad. Oh well, started over. Been gone for so long, but now I'm back and I'ma show you everybody. Hitler hating when they speak my name, but it's a new millennium, man. The Führer is changed. And what I bet y'all didn't know is now I'm down with the Jews.
Yeah.
Gypsies, homosexuals, and too, because I stopped burning people, started burning CDs, stopped battling the world, started battling MCs, just started busting rhymes.
Stopped burning people, started burning CDs. Why is he dancing with black girls? Because he's woke now. Look, it's woke Hitler. that's who Kanye is now. He's woke Hitler now.
Life, people will fuck you over. You need to understand in life that life does not get easier. There is nothing you can do, my friend, that is going to make life a cakewalk for you. You could have all the money that you would think would make life better for you, and you would still have problems. Now, your life would be better, obviously, because you have whatever amount of money, and you have whatever you think would make your life happier or better. So, of course, your life might be more comfortable. You might have more food. You might have better whatever, but you're still going to have problems. You're still going to have problems. I forget what the number is, but there's like this thing I've heard about before when it comes to like a certain number of money that you can make. Once you like cross this threshold.
Yeah, we all are filled with anxiety over the money. There is no more middle class. Okay, nobody's comfortable. And this is by design. Of course. You know, I know you know this. It's just that you think that the problem is all of the brown people and the Jewish people, okay? But it's fucking not that. You're a dumbass.
It actually gets annoying because you have people that are always trying to sue you or fucking fuck you over, take your shit. Like it's always more bullshit. And life never gets easier. The only way you survive it is you have to get stronger. And a part of that isn't just physically, but it's also mentally. And a part of being mentally stronger is you have to let go of stuff. And you have to not overthink. And you have to not paralyze yourself so much. You're your worst enemy. You're going to overthink enough already. So you have to be as aware of that as possible. You have to be willing to try and stop. And your perception is everything. The way you think about yourself in the world is everything. You know, I talk a lot about how I don't doom and I don't black pill, but I used to. And when I meet people who do black pill or who do doom, I get it. I understand. We live in a world that is upside down. We live in a fallen world. Everything's fucked up. We live in a world where foreigners can come into your country and literally just steal resources from you and kill and rape you, and you will get no justice.
God damn it, I was with it. He had me in the first half.
And that's going to give them their own set of problems.
He had me in the first half, not going to
get
lie.
out of jail free card for women. No, like they do a lot of these things that they're encouraged to do, and it fucks up their life. We live in a world where we don't care about our own children. We let people come here and abuse them and do all these things, and we do nothing. So I get it. I understand. You look at everything. You see the way it is. You see what's going on with the government. You see what's going on with Trump, with all this different shit, with white people getting replaced in America or in the West in general. You see all these things.
How about white people getting murdered by the secret police? How about that?
I get it. I understand. But the reason why I don't personally black pill, the reason why I don't doom, and maybe this will be the most important thing I say in this video, and I know this video is kind of whatever, but I told you that's what it was going to be like in the beginning. The most important thing you can do in life is focus on your perception of it. How do you see yourself? How do you see the world? How do you see the future? Whatever you think about any of those things, you're right. Yes, there is objective reality, and that is something we all have to deal with, but there is your own perception of it. There is your perception of that reality, how you view yourself.
So I just want to say, while we're on this topic, okay, what he's talking about here, going from the black pill to the now time, okay, the now time is the cope time, okay, that's what he's been doing. That's what Tom Foe has been doing since he started making content. Okay, I've gone a little bit far back in his video discography, and it appears he's always been like this on this YouTube channel. Okay, so he's coping. He's always been coping. That's what they've been doing. Okay, they've moved on from being doomers. Okay, now they be coping. Okay, now I'm gonna start coping. Okay, and we are in our look, leftist, hear me. We are in our cope era. Okay, and we can do something really good with this. We have a really, really good movement going on here. Okay, it's like, it's got motion, it's got steam. And we're gonna capitalize on it. We have to. They were talking about, dude, Hollywood actors are talking about fucking general strikes and shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. This country has never seen a strike like what they're talking about. I'm telling you, big things are happening. There's a reason why this admin is pulling out of Minneapolis right now. But make no mistake, they're going to do the same thing in another city. It's going to be Philadelphia. It's going to be New York City. right? It's gonna be one of them. It could even be multiple, but it's gonna be a blue city, and they're gonna do the same thing, and they're gonna hope and they're gonna pray that somebody will kill an ICE agent, so they can do martial law. They can delay the election, okay, and they can stop us from making real change. It was never going to come from Obama. It's never going to come from the president. It will never come from a man, okay, or woman. It will come from solidarity, the party. Okay, we need a party that actually acts in our interest, like the Democrats used to do, and then like they used to pretend to do as well. Okay, like the Democrats used to stand for workers. Okay, long time ago, very long time ago, before any of us were alive. But over the last 80 years, they've turned into what they are now, which is a fake opposition party. And now the jig is up, the cat's out of the bag, and the Democrats aren't changing. They are refusing to change. They have refused to... In fact, they have actually directly sabotaged any kind of real change within the party. So it's time to jump ship. Okay? And this is a great opportunity to do so, because many libertarians are disillusioned with what the administration is doing as well. Okay? The neocons, they're gonna defend the state violence. Okay? That's just a given. Okay, but real libertarians with real conviction, okay, there are some of them, okay, as silly as libertarians are, and as much as I make fun of them, they stand for, they believe in something, okay, and they believe in the Constitution protecting us from the government. Okay, that's what aligns libertarians and liberals, and the libertarians are seeing what's happening, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, we need to do something about this. Okay, capitalize on it. Message to them. I want to see Democratic Socialists in every state. I want every district to elect a Democratic Socialist. Not anything less is failure. So if you are a person that is disillusioned, and you've been on your doomer era, I get it. I get it. I would still be doing it. I would still be doom posting. And I'll keep up a lot of the same content, okay? But like I'm gonna start switching up my rhetoric. This is what I'm advocating for now. I support the Democratic Socialist of America. You should too. And you should tell all of your friends. You should shout it from the rooftops. And we need to scrutinize our candidates immensely. Okay, but we can't shut people out for silly reasons. Okay, we can't do that. That's no longer an option. Because unity is the only way forward. And if we fucking woke scold everyone in the Democratic Socialist Party, we're not going to get anything done. Okay. At the same time, though, no skull and bones tattoos, none of that. Okay?
If you see yourself as a loser,
we're not Nazis.
Remember how earlier I said nobody else can save you?
We're not
There's
that kind of
anybody else can tell you.
socialist.
There's
Okay?
no motivational video you can watch. It might work for a day. It might work for a week. Ultimately, if you see yourself as a piece of shit and a loser and a failure, that is what you will be. You will be nothing more than that. There's no amount of motivation anybody can give you that will change it. It might mask it, but eventually the mask will slip off and you'll go back right where you used to be. And it's the same thing for everything. Not just the way you see yourself, the way you see other people. There's these old sayings. There's one in the Bible and there's one in Hermetic teachings. And the one in the Bible, it is, as a man thinketh, so is he. And the Hermetic teaching, which is a more occult teaching, but it's the same thing, they have the same meaning, is as above, so below. What does that mean? I've talked about this before. It means how you view the world, how you view yourself is the only thing that matters. The way you see yourself is the way you will be. If you see yourself as a courageous, confident person, you will be that. And I know a lot of people, they hear that shit and they're saying, is Tom telling me I gotta fucking do affirmations in the morning when I wake up in the mirror? No. What I'm saying is something you should focus on, something you should strive to do, is to learn how to control your thoughts, is to learn how to control the way you think about everything. You know, you are capable. Most people. Some people, not so much. Some people, they are schizophrenic. And unfortunately for them, they have a lot of issues mentally. And they really have no control.
Fucking
that's like
schizo.
not even 2% of the
Your,
population.
most of your
people
content
think
is
that they are these
schizo
things,
posting.
and
What are
they're
the
like, "Oh, you
Indians
got
in
antidepressants or
Texas
whatever." It's
doing?
like, it's fucking bullshit. It's fucking fake gay bullshit, dude. It's not fucking real. Anxiety is normal. Depression is normal. That's actually a part of life. You don't need fucking medication to fix that shit because it doesn't fix it at all. So you need to start taking control.
No, it's not normal. It's not normal. Think about what you're saying, man. Normal? Depression? Anxiety? Like, these diagnoses are like, they are serious. They're like depression isn't just feeling sad, so, oh, I'm feeling depressed today. No, depression is like I'm not getting out of my bed for the next 3 weeks. Also, I'm going to shoot myself. That's what depression is. Like no, man, it is real. It's real. It's just that the drugs don't fix it. They just mask the symptoms. Okay, if you take Xanax, you're not fixing your depression. You're not magically solving your fucking depression, stupid. No. That's not what it's supposed to do. That's not what they say it does. Nobody says that. It masks the symptoms so that you don't shoot yourself, so that you don't lay in bed for 3 weeks. Okay, and these antidepressants, they have side effects. They have terrible side effects. It's a real struggle for people with depression. Okay, they suffer immensely because of their condition. But it's not genetic. I don't think it is. I don't think depression is genetic. I don't think anxiety is genetic. I think the reason people are depressed is because of society. Society, I know, crazy, right? But, like, society is real fucking depressing. Okay, but it hasn't always been this way. Like, in the glorious 1950s, people didn't really have depression that much. Okay, not for real. And okay, people did have depression and it went undiagnosed, but or they got like diagnosed with mania or whatever if they were a woman. Okay, but anyway, the reason that like there wasn't as much depression is just because there was a middle class. People were comfortable. People were satisfied with their conditions. Okay, now people are scared. They're sad. They're looking at what our country is doing to other countries, other people. Okay, it makes people sad. Understandably. You know, you're never going to own a home. You're never going to start a family. You're going to struggle your entire life. You're going to be enslaved by the ruling class. That's what people have to look forward to. That's why they're depressed. So, no, it's not like some drug is going to fix it, but it's not like fucking self-help is going to fix it either. You know what will fix it? Changing our institutions to serve us, the people. That's what'll fix it. That's what's going to fix everyone's depression. Okay, these things, they may not seem obviously linked, but they are. They are incredibly linked, in fact. They are actually directly linked, in fact. I would say, perhaps. Okay, so that's it. Now, that being said, if you have depression, then take your fucking don't listen to this stupid motherfucker. Like, take your meds. Okay, take your medicine. You have it for a reason. It's to help you. It may not be perfect. It may not magically make your life so much better, but it is better than killing yourself. Okay, so get some help. That's my message to you.
You are capable of stopping.
If you're
you start
listening
thinking about
out there.
things negatively, if you start thinking about yourself in a bad way, you can't
Depressed
stop
person.
it. And a lot of people would say, oh, you're just coping. Oh, you're just doing whatever. Who fucking cares? Who gives a shit what some person says online? Especially if it's a doomer, or especially if it's whatever. Nobody gives a fuck, dude. Nobody cares. So if they make fun of you because of whatever, who fucking gives a shit, dude? One day you will be dead. It does not matter, all right? Who fucking cares? You should not care. Stop caring so much. Stop overthinking. Control your perception. Control how you view the world. And this is why I'm so optimistic about the future. You wanna know why? Because a lot of people, they take a look at all these things going on in our country, in the West, and they say it's hopeless.
Yeah, he'd be like, I'm so optimistic. That's why I had to scrap this video, because it was too depressing, because I was like so negative throughout the entirety of the script. Yeah, I'm such an optimistic person. Like, it's pure cope. It is pure copium. That's what, like, I keep saying it about this guy. Like, this guy is just, he is an extreme pessimist. Like, I don't think well, okay, I have met guys like this before, for sure. I think we all have. Let's be so for real. Okay, and it's mental illness. Okay, it is, but it's normal. Look at society. Yeah, of course this person is pessimistic. I mean, fuck, he was drug addict for his, his prime years, right? Like, your 20s are supposed to be, when you are building your career, you're like learning new things, you're like becoming a productive member of society. That's what your 20s is supposed to be. Okay, this guy was fucking just doing drugs, I guess. That's what he keeps saying he was doing the entire time. Chasing women. Right. But, like, look, a person that experiences that they're... It's just, this is cope, okay? He's coping. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry that happened to you.
There's no way we can save anything. It's just gonna all burn. That's the only way this gets fixed. That's the only way any of this gets fixed. And you might be right with that part. But the reason why I'm optimistic is because what other choice do I have?
Wait, what? What do you mean? You have two other choices. You can be realistic or you can be pessimistic, and you have chosen the latter. Okay, but anyway, how the fuck can you say, like, oh yeah, maybe we should let it all burn? I'm such an optimist though. Like, that's not optimism. We should let it all burn. Do you know what that means? Do you know what it means? Letting it all burn? That means chaos and lots of death and, like, generally just like everything that's happening right now, but times 1,000. Okay, that's it. Like, when we talk about societal collapse, we're talking about the death of millions of Americans. So yeah, man, that's not really like optimistic. Okay, and it's not gonna happen. When I say the death of millions, it's not gonna be some bombastic, like they fly the planes over, they drop the nukes. It's not gonna. That's not what I'm saying. No. Do you know how there's this saying, okay? The way that many Romans found out about the collapse of Rome, of the empire, is after a while they were like, hey, nobody has come by to fix the bridge. That's how it happened. Okay, do you understand? Like, the people in the rural areas, they didn't know that Rome had collapsed. Okay, so anyway, it's gonna be we're seeing something similar happening right now, and in the event of total collapse, that's the way it's gonna be. Okay, people are gonna realize, like, oh, wait, I have no way to feed my family. I have no anything at all, and nobody's coming to help me. Chaos ensues. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here. That's what we're staring down the barrel of. If you think that that's worth it, so that your ideology can rise from the ashes of this nation like a phoenix, fuck you. Especially because this ideology is one predicated on racism and exterminationist policy.
Are you telling me to just be a bitch and to just lie down and die like a fucking dog? Is that what you're telling me? Really? Then you're a fucking coward. Why the fuck would I take advice from a fucking coward, a fucking loser coward? It's that scene from Troy. Why would you go fight this man? I would never do it. And that's why nobody will remember your name. I don't care how smart you are or whatever. You will be nothing. You will die. Nobody will remember you. You know what? Chances are nobody will remember me either. So who gives a fuck? Who cares? Who cares how dire things get? There have been points in history where your ancestors have been in more fucked up situations, and they made it. Get this idea out of your head that life is supposed to be about you being fucking happy all the time. That's fucking gay bullshit. You heard it from Jimmy when we made that video. It's gay retarded bullshit.
Yep.
It's not a thing.
Yep. Yeah, you love Jimmy. Yeah. When I was with Jimmy, you guys heard we were saying real shit. Okay, we were saying
you think your ancestors were focused on being happy
shit.
when they were foraging in the wilderness and they're trying to fucking not die from bears and shit? and feed their families. It's like, oh, fuck, I gotta go into town. It's gonna be a 3 days journey. Hopefully I don't fucking die so my children starve. Hopefully I make it back. You think they're worried about being happy? No. The only thing that mattered to them was surviving, was making it, was living, was overcoming the odds. That is what it means to be a human. That is what it means. The enduring human...
No, it's not. No. That's not what it means to be human. No. Because being a human isn't, or it shouldn't be, about survival anymore. You want to know why? Because we did it. We survived. We conquered nature. It's over. We did. There's no more. We don't need nature anymore. Okay, I mean, we still need nature. Okay, we still, like, depend on it. But, like, we don't fear nature anymore. We don't fear saber-toothed tigers. We don't fear wolves. We don't fear megafauna. I mean, we never really feared them, but they were just our tasty snacks. Okay, but anyway, like, there is no need to, like, hyper fixate on this, like, survival thing. Like, oh, you don't need to be happy. Like, do you think that humans, when they lived in those conditions, when they were just struggling to survive, feed their families, do you think that they didn't feel joy? Really? Do you think they didn't laugh with each other, tell jokes? Is that what you think? You think that happy... Like, what I'm saying is, happiness is currently not in the equation. It is current... He's correct, right? It's not a part of the human condition right now. Okay, because we're all miserable. Because society. Okay? But, that's the now time. Okay? In the past, people struggled to survive. Yeah, life was brutal. Nature is brutal. We didn't have medicine. People died terribly. Yet, I think that they were still happy. I think they were. I think they laughed. I think they had fun with each other. That's what being human is. You know, in the face of despair and cruelty, right, the cruelty of the natural world, humans found camaraderie with each other. And anyway, I'm not saying that never happens now. People still feel happy today, okay? It's not like everybody is always unhappy. But, like, generally, considering how much we have dominated the natural world, people seem to be really fucking miserable. You know, like, we're at the top of the food chain. We have so much food production that we throw out more than half of it every day. Richest country on the planet, we do that. Okay, that's how much abundance we have still. Okay, even with all the bullshit that's happening. Okay, we still have all that. And yet people are fucking miserable. We have everything that we need, right? Times have never been better. And everybody's still miserable. I wonder why that is. I don't know.
Spirit,
I don't know. It's
that is
a
what
mystery.
we have. We have that fire. We have that in us. That's what a man is supposed to be. Is despite the odds, despite whatever, you're supposed to say, fuck you, I'm going to still try. I'm going to still do the best that I can do. And you know what? There have been men with less than us in situations more fucked up than we are in. And I know a lot of people would argue and say that's not true. Fuck you, bro. What are you talking about? You think your life's worse now than the men and women who lived during the fucking Soviet Union?
Yeah. The Soviet Union. Yeah, much worse. You fucking get... I mean, it depends what time period we're talking. Okay, like during the purges, well... Yeah, I mean, that probably was pretty scary, okay? But, like, early on, like, right after the Bolshevik Revolution, oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Dude, I would give anything to be that guy back then. I would give anything to jump out of this timeline and into that one, okay? And holy shit, I think if I had been there, bro, it would have worked. The USSR would have worked, bruh. I would have made it. Okay, I'm telling you. Okay, but jokes aside, yeah, I think that, I think that right now, this time, the right now time, is the most dystopian, right? It's the most hopeless. And that's why it requires so much cope, okay? That's why we need the cope. Okay, we need it. So let's cope, okay? That's what I say. That's what I say now. Let's cope. We can do it. We can do it. We can get look, the Democratic Socialists, they're not going to make the country perfect. They can't fix our relationship with Europe, right? Like, everything is fucked. It's Jover. Okay, but I'm going to stop saying that. I'm going to stop saying it's Jover. Let's do democratic socialism. Let's cope. It could make things a lot less bad than it will be. Okay, if that makes sense. Like, we could definitely do some major damage control here with our country, and you should want to. If you're an American, you should want this. Okay, look, I think we've gotten a glimpse into the anarchy, into the let's burn it down attitude. We've all seen it now. Okay, cat's out of the bag. Is this really what we want? Is it really what we want? Like, we've just gotten a peek into it now. Okay, the like, let's do extreme authoritarianism so that the people are forced to rise up. You know, let's do that. Like that, because I think that's the attitude of a lot of Republicans. Let's be for real. You know, oh yeah, in the ashes of our dilapidated country, you know, my ideology will rise. You know, it's that meme. Okay, I don't think we should keep going down this path of tyranny and then like overthrowing it. Okay, like, we don't gotta do all that. We really don't gotta do all that, America. Okay, we could just do democratic socialism. Okay, and we could skirt by all the fucking like civil war and bullshit. Okay, we could do that. Okay. There's still time. I'm just saying. Okay, it is too late. It's too late. But the damage is done either way. Okay, so like, we can keep like killing ourselves, destroying our country, and then we'll see what comes next, and hope it's better. Fingers crossed. But like, either way, Europe is done with us. Canada is done with us. Mexico is done with us. They're all done with us. They hate us. And who can blame them? But, you know, we still have some allies. We've got India. We've got Saudi Arabia. We have Israel. Yay! Yay, we have Israel. Yeah, we have all these allies. You know, we're besties. Okay, we can stick with them. Alright, we haven't fucked that up yet. And hopefully we won't. Okay, and maybe we could go about like repairing our relationship with Canada. I think that's reasonable. Europe, that's, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Europe. To be fair, he hasn't even invaded Greenland yet. Okay, when he does that, then it's like really over with Europe. Okay, but like maybe it was all just a joke. Maybe he was just joking about it again. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, let's keep going.
You think your life's worse off? Oh, because Jews are kicking you off fucking the internet? Oh, they took over TikTok. They just own everything, man. It's already over. There's nothing we can do about it. We just gotta smoke weed.
I mean, that is a big deal, man. Like, TikTok was the only platform where you could be anti-Zionist and get promoted. Okay, the only platform accessible to Americans where you could do that, and that's why they were like, no more of that. And they openly stated, all the politicians, they were like, yeah, we're doing this because of all of the anti-Israel shit. We're buying this shit and we're censoring the anti-Israel shit. Okay, that's what they said, and now they're doing it. And now you're sitting there behind your fucking computer in this video where you said you weren't gonna get political. Oh, I'm not gonna get political with it, guys. And you're like, shut the fuck up about the anti-Israel censorship. Just shut the fuck up about it. Well, no, man. We're not going to shut up about it. Actually, in fact, I'm going to keep talking about it. Because it fucking blows. It sucks. That's it. And honestly, like, you should be taking this opportunity to dunk. Okay? Because who did this? Oh, that's right. The Biden admin did this deal. They did it. Okay? They did it way back. Way back. Okay? Trump was talking about it. And then Trump was like, nope. Nope, none of that. Okay, that was back in the first admin. Then Biden, what happened? Biden was like, there's too much anti-Semitism, Jack. My corn pop and my leg hair. And the kids, they'd watch it in the water. They'd stroke my leg hair. Okay, look, I'm just saying, like, it is beneficial for you to talk about. Okay, I don't know why you're like disparaging people for talking about TikTok. Like, it's kind of a big deal, man.
What's more? Just die like a bunch of fucking retarded idiots. That's the only thing we can do at this point. Yeah, and just complain about everything. We can't do anything about it in our life because the Jews took over the internet. They run the world, man. There's nothing we... Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, seriously, shut up, dude. Fuck you. Like, who cares? Are you seriously telling me your life now is worse than the people who lived in the Soviet Union? Your life is worse than the man who got drafted into Vietnam and got...
You know, man, your content, I hate it so much. The censorship is almost worth it. It's almost worth it because I think if you well, but the thing is, you'll switch anyway. You'll flip flop. It doesn't fucking matter. You have no actual convictions. The fuck am I talking about? But like, if they actually did censor anti-Semites such as yourself, then which they don't. Okay, they only censor anti-Zionism. But it would almost make the censorship worth it, man. Okay, that's the end of that thought. Okay, that was kind of a stupid
fucking
thought.
Impaled in the ass by sticks? You're telling me your life's worse than that? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. And that's why when you meet people who, you know, they get mad at you for actually being optimistic, they get mad at you for trying and for like thinking that you can overcome shit. They're like, oh, what a coper, bro. You're coping, bro. What a loser. It's like, no, you're a loser. Like, why the fuck do I care? I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. You're literally worthless. You're a waste of skin. I don't care. And that's a big thing you need to start doing.
So optimistic.
About what all these people say. And you need to realize that the only way you do make it out of this alive, which you don't, because we're all going to die at one point, but the only way you have any chance of making it out of all this bullshit is if you are trying to make it out. Is if you are willing. Do you have the courage to do anything? Are you trying to do anything? Are you trying to better yourself on any level? If not, then sayonara, motherfucker. Like, just go off, die in a hole somewhere. Nobody cares. And like I said, nobody's going to care either way, but you should care about you. You should be the one caring about your family, about your mom, about your dad, about your brothers. That's what it means to be a man, bro. Life is adventurous.
Yeah, I don't care about
life
them.
Is a fight.
I don't care about my family.
That is what it is. You think you not doing anything? You think you not trying to stand up to all this corruption? You think you just giving up entirely and wasting your entire life just doing bullshit that makes you kind of happy? You think that's what you're meant to do? And then when you die and when you face God and God looks at you and he asks you, why didn't you do anything with your life? Why did you waste your life? I guarantee you, he'll literally say this. He'll be like, there are people who didn't even believe in me and who didn't even like me at all, and they still did shit with their life. What the fuck did you do? Why did you waste the gift that I gave you? Oh, because it was hard. It was too hard. What a bitch. What a fucking bitch. No, you need to start expecting more of yourself. You need to start holding yourself to a higher
That's what God will say.
That's the only way you're going to make it, man.
Yeah,
and like I said, I know this
wow,
wasn't a good
you're
video
a
as far as
fucking
structure.
pussy.
You're probably thinking, well, what the fuck is he saying? All this advice is horrible.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, that's everything. If you're just a doomer, if you just give up, or if you're just overthinking, or if you're just
Jesus
whatever,
is going to be like, you weren't
racist
enough. You didn't protect the white race.
If you ultimately do nothing, oh, because it was too hard, it was too difficult. Oh, because college didn't guarantee me a job. Fuck off. Fuck off, dude. Really? It's 2026 and we're still gonna be bitches about everything? Get the fuck out of here. No. And you can't save everything.
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you want a job when you pursue higher education? What the fuck is wrong with you, dumbass?
You know what? You don't need to. We don't need to save every
idiot.
Man. Not every white guy needs to get it. Not every guy in general needs to get it. We only need the ones who are willing and capable. But that starts with you. Are you willing? Are you capable? Because you have the ability to do that. But it's all in your head. And it's like, yeah, is there a good chance you could do all the right things and still waste your time and still end up with nothing? That is true. But so what? It's like at the end of the day, it's like that doesn't mean you give up. That doesn't mean you stop. Life is about struggle. It is about suffering. How much can you suffer? How much can you survive? That's what it is. For most people, pretty much all people, to be honest, but especially you as men. And unfortunately for men, we do usually have to suffer more. But when we suffer more, society benefits more. The women and children in your life and the men that cannot take care of themselves in your life, they benefit more from your suffering. That is true. So don't think that that's how it wasn't supposed to be. No, that's how it's always going to be forever.
Yeah.
So
again, I've already made this joke, like, what, this will be like the 5th time or some shit. So optimistic. So optimistic, bro. Everyone in your life is pulling the strings. Okay, they're just using you. Yeah, man. So optimistic. Wow. Wow. I wonder how your family feels about that perspective. I wonder. Yeah. Well, that's probably what they're doing, bro. They're just using you. You're just their little puppet. Okay, your family is controlling you. Also, they've been replaced with lizards in skin suits.
It's a test. What did you do in your life, and how did you do it? That's all it is. Did you survive? Did you make it? How long did you make it for? And who did you have to fuck over to get wherever? It's like, that's why I say, it's like, who cares if you are successful for whatever? Did you lose your soul in doing that? But I mean, I've been going on for very long. Basically, at this point, man, I'm sorry, dude, if this video wasn't good enough, but I've tried for weeks to think about this. I've tried writing. I've tried doing all these different things. It's like, what can I tell you other than it is your perception? It is trying not to overthink this, control your thoughts.
Say,
it is doing your best to not waste your time. Because you only have so much.
Democratic Socialist, you could be saying that.
You might have more than the next guy, but you might have less than the guy after him. So you got to do your best with what you have. And you have to not black pill. You have to not doom. And nobody can save you from that. It has to be you. You have to be the one willing to get out of that trench. And it's very difficult. It's almost like it's a bottomless pit. And I mean, despair is like the worst thing in the world because it does break you. And that's kind of an issue. Earlier in the video, I say, yeah, you're going to be 18 and you're going to hit 20. And then eventually
just switch the game right at the end of the video. I hate this.
True at the same time. Most men die at the age of 25. They die in their 20s. They just don't get put in the ground until they're in their 60s or their 80s. They're dead on the inside. They're walking around for their entire lives, wasting it. And they just wait to see how long it takes for the world to bury them. And it's hard. It's difficult, especially nowadays to be a young man, because you do have a fire inside you. You do have a spark that you want to conquer the world. You want to create things. You want to build things. And then the world rapes you and pisses on your fire. It's just how things happen. And you have to be strong enough to withstand that. You have to be strong enough to not be broken. And if you are broken, it is a challenge, but you are able to get out of it. You have to fix it yourself. You have to think about it. You have to think, am I wasting my life? Is this even worth it? Being depressed all the time, being just so woe is me all the time. Like, who cares, man? After all this is over, it's like, does it matter? Maybe not. Maybe
who cares if
the only way we even have a country to begin with, the only way we have America,
shut the fuck up,
is because it was a bunch of young men who said, fuck it. Literally that. You think at their point in time, they didn't exist in a society when it seemed like all hope was lost and that it was impossible for them to achieve the things that they were going to achieve? You think they didn't have doomers back then, before the revolution? You think they didn't have people whispering in their ears saying it's impossible? Of course they did. A majority of people did. In fact, a lot of those people got scared and betrayed them. And we all know what they did with the traitors.
But you're the person doing that, man. You're saying, no, don't defy the United States. Comply or die. Comply or die. Don't protest. Don't do that. Don't protest things that you don't like. No. Yo, the Boston Massacre, more like the Boston Rebellion, which was squashed by the Chad Mager bone-smashing redcoats. Okay, that's what happened.
Take a page out of that book in the future.
Am I right?
Sure. But we would not have gotten here if it was a bunch of doomers. No, we got here because it was a bunch of men who decided, you know what, fuck it. We are actually going to do this. We are actually going to win. And yeah, maybe it was a little delusional at certain points, but you know what? Sometimes you got to be a little fucking nuts. Sometimes you got to be a little fucking crazy, man. You really do. Sometimes you got to be retarded in the right way. Sometimes you just got to not overthink, and you just have to.
Yeah, I think you're doing it in the wrong way, though. That's what I think.
It's as simple as that. And that's why you meet people who are idiots and they actually achieve things in their life and they're successful, and then you meet smart people and they completely waste everything. But that's pretty much it. I can talk about this for literally hours. It's something I can just go on and on about, and I'm just gonna repeat myself. I already have. Hopefully, Swift. Hopefully, this helped you out in any way. I know it was kind of weird because it's like, dude, I don't even think I was ready, but I didn't want to keep postponing it. I was like, you've been waiting, and I did say yes, so I was like, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna do my best. So hopefully it was good enough. And if any of you guys made it to this point in the video, I'm sure a lot of you clicked off already, but to the ones that did make it here, thank you so much for listening. It means a lot that I can talk about these things in general, whether it's politics or what have you, and you guys listen, and you guys actually respond, and we have conversations.
Yeah, the thumbnail was kind of weak this time,
Swift,
too.
All I can say, man, is life gets rough. It's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be very difficult. It never gets easier. But don't let that deter you. Be confident in who you are. Be willing to fight. That's all I can say. It's as simple as that. That's all life is.
Life gives you lemons.
One battle after another. But thank you guys so much, for watching this video. If you agree, if you disagree, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have advice you could give this guy or any of the younger men in the comment section. I'm sure you guys have a ton of experiences.
Oh God. Yeah, make money. Yeah, just stack your money. Nothing else matters. Yeah, influence. Alright, well, that shit sucked. Anyway, I'm gonna pause the stream again real quick. Okay, this time